Okay, so sorry about that, folks. We just got into the next round. It's a big round between both sides. Okay, so it looks like Solo and also JC have really mixed it up. This is actually interesting how they're going to do it now. So Solo has actually gone with the Ohio, Yamato, Des Moines, double Napoli, Moskva, Daring, and 2 Shimikazes. On the other side, though, we got the JC with the Ohio, Kremlin, 2 Moskvas, Neveskis, Daring, Shimikaze, and Ragnar. Interesting lineup. So anything can happen on both sides. I mean, like, this is actually, you know, pretty intense and, like, you know, anything like that. So it's all happening. Looks like with this map over in Hotspot, anything can happen with the gameplay. So the idea is on both teams to have to seal at least, you know, 1 of the caps on their side over in A and B, and then focus on C and D and see what's the gameplay here. So anything can happen on both sides. Honestly, don't know where could this happen, but anything can happen and moving forward though. So let's just wait and see. Let's just wait and see. Okay. Interesting approach from both sides. I don't know about you, but I'm looking at it very carefully from both angles. And I can see that the Ragnar Shimikaze are moving into Delta and they're cruising. They're not rushing. JC is playing this cautiously. Solo is actually playing this cautiously as well too. With Daring and Napoli going to 9-10 line. And it looks like the Des Moines and also the Shimikaze are going in. But hang on. Whoa. It's actually been cancelled there. Something happened. One of the players might have had problems. What happened there?
It's almost like they knew I put my dinner in their microwave. This is disgusting.
Sabotaged.
Restart.
Who saved their star?
Everyone saved their star.
My goodness. If only ranked was like this.
Well, this is a perfect segue. Revan, are you still here?
Yes, mate.
Yeah, Revan, you do it, bro.
Yeah, you've got the charge here, mate. You and Kimmy are going to take charge for the casting of this one.
All right, mate. That's okay.
Because I'm hungry and I've got to put some cheese in my lasagna. And Sherpa needs a break.
And Porky's already done it one time.
Oh, okay. It was a PC crash.
Ah, classic move.
Classic moon.
Classic KOTS.
Excellent.
It's like, oh, we're only like they gave us an extra 15 minutes to be able to make our way into the grand finals, so we can tail them out a little bit longer.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see
15 minutes.
It'll be interesting to see if they use the same push.
Okay, JC's called a restart. Okay.
Yeah.
Was there? So how many salvos were actually shot? Any Infinity?
I don't think that's already.
No salvos were shot.
Was there any detection? So obviously no salvos shot. Typically that would mean there's no detection. So it doesn't really give any team an advantage. Obviously the rulings here are that the teams cannot come in any differential to what they went into the first game. They also can't swap any team members out. The only time they can swap a team member out if there's like evidence enough to say that the member can't join the game again to restart.
Yeah, that being said though, he has to bring the same ship as the person.
The same ship, exactly. Mm-hmm. He can change it up a little bit, I suppose, from the specifications from the captain and also equipment, if that is the type of ship that tends to be, but it has to be exactly the same beyond that. Same ship, same team, and they have to be in the roster. So typically I tend to find, especially this high level, you wouldn't want to be like, oh, we've crashed. We brought in the 20k shimmer and now we're bringing in the 12k. Like it just doesn't work.
The 8 kilometer shimmer.
The big boy.
Looks like they're ready, or what's going on? I'm not 100% sure.
Nah, they're rechecking the teams.
I have to recheck both teams to make sure neither team has swapped anyone out or changed any ships.
Yep.
But that's interesting. I can't say exactly what that was other than it was a restart. I'm not allowed to say the other word.
M word.
Correct. Mongrel.
Mongrel.
Why should I wash hey, Camo and mods, why should I wash Dobby Mate's mouth? Come on, guys. What are you trying to imply here?
Yeah. Don't pick on Dobby.
I did brush my teeth here. It's the green screen, I swear.
Okay, well, we'll go with that.
He's the coolest guy. He hangs with the freshest clothes. So what's that? Oh, I don't remember the...
You think of like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or something like that? Is that what you think
I
about?
don't know, something like that.
Well, that's a bit before your time, right? You've only, what, 16 this year as a pork?
Oh, I'm 16 turning 15.
Okay.
Come on.
Well, unfortunately, I can't allow you to cast me because I have enabled mature audiences. I've checked Revan and Wolfie as well.
So, what are you, Dobby? 43 turning 50?
I am old.
Yeah.
I feel old.
Yeah. So you're that old and still can't grow proper facial hair. How does that feel?
That's a personal choice, mate. I've chosen not to grow facial hair.
You personally chose not to grow.
I did, yeah, man. I said, like, you know what? I'm not going to do it.
JC ready, Solo's ready. Looks like we're getting ready to battle, folks.
And then moved out. Looks like we're good to go. JC's good to go, and they're good to go.
Bravo, we have JC in the red. So for Solo, we have Ohio, Yamato, Des Moines, Double Napoli, Moskva, Daring, and Double Shimmer. Over on the Bravo JC side, we have an Ohio, Kremlin, Double Moskva, Double Nevsky, Gearing, Shimmer, and a Ragnar. So we'll head out.
Both teams actually had a good lineup though, Kimich. I have to admit, I can see that Solo is actually, you know, bringing out the big guns. They're not mucking around, and also JC has done the same thing too, so anything can happen.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a very strong battle here because both teams are obviously fighting for that place now. So it'll just depend on how they split up here, if they're going to do the same split that they just did, or they're going to change it up slightly.
Yeah, exactly.
Reset.
So let's just see what they're doing. Like over here on the Solo side, I mean, like I can see that they put in a Daring, and also they're doing the same tactic they sort of did before, with the Daring and Napoli going far wide. The High is actually going towards the decap on the north side, but it looks like they're actually taking out the two Shimikazes and flanking out the far west. Towards A and C. So let's just see what JC will do.
Yeah, it's a big split start for Solo here, so it'll be interesting to see how they split off on JC's side. At the moment, it looks like the Nevsky, Moskva, and the Gearings possibly heading across the map there. Whether or not they're going to head to Bravo straight away, or they're going to cut back and sit back on the back of Charlie.
Yeah, exactly.
Does look like Solo is bringing that DD Shimmer into Charlie like they did before.
It's an interesting move for both teams. I mean, like anything can happen. Like especially, you know, like D seems to be the battleground, but keeping in mind though that sending at least like a couple ships towards A and also for B for both teams is actually a secured win for taking those caps. C and D is going to be where the action is.
Yeah, definitely. And definitely with those higher island chains that, you know, you can sort of use as an advantage points of getting under and knocking some of that crossfire that could have possibly happened there.
Looks like JC has actually fired its torps, and Solo has done the same thing too with the Shimikaze. So interesting tactic play over and towards Charlie.
Yeah, the only thing here that I find is if that Napoli and Shimmer do stay with the other Shimmer for solo, they're going to have a stronger push heading into Charlie here because the Nevsky's coming around now as well for JC.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Let's see what's going to happen next.
Also looks like the Des Moines going to play with the Ragnar there for that Delta cap.
Interesting move for Solo as well as JC, but look at this, Nevesky at JC is at the middle of the C cap is actually getting torped, and I think it might hit at least 2, maybe 3 torps.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on it. It looks like he's probably going to take at least... Oh, no, they've gone short.
Yeah, all very well played, very well judged. Let's just see what's going on here.
He's pulled out at the right time there, but now he is currently fully broadside to Solo. So he'll need to move back pretty quick. Yeah, oh, Jesus. Des Moines taking a massive hit there.
Yeah, I noticed
Did you
that.
see who? Did you see who hit the Des Moines?
That was actually looked like Nevesky in Ohio, but it looks like it's the Moskva actually flanking on the right hand side there, so it could be either one. But
yeah, because this could cause trouble for Solo getting that Delta cap there. So it looks like JC's has successfully got the Bravo cap and Solo have successfully got the Alpha cap currently, so it's just a fight for the Charlie and Delta caps now.
Yeah, exactly. Look at the impressive crossfire they did earlier with all the, the Moskva, the Nevesky, and the Ohio actually firing at extreme long range, and on the Des Moines, on the solid Des Moines again to try and take it out. But anything can happen over in Delta. Charlie's actually been contested at this point in time, where the JC destroyer is actually reversed back into the cap. And looks like the Solo Shimakaze is actually trying to reciprocate, but is forced to get out of the cap right now. And pow! What the hell hit that? That looks like Nevesky, I think. Or
oh, the Shimmer.
Yeah.
Not sure who hit him. I was over on the Delta flank. But looks like we've got a lot of crossfire happening on that Shimmer. So, as I suspected, he was pushing in there quite quickly early on, and JC definitely has the firepower to just annihilate him. So we'll see if he comes back in, but it would be very risky for him to come back in now he's alone.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, like at this moment that the Shimakaze and JC has taken the initiative to go back into C cap to try and keep it secured, while the Ohio is actually taking a kiting maneuver over the north side of B to try and rendezvous with the Gearing and also the JC Nevesky at the fire 1 and 2 line. Anything can happen there. There's a lot of torps fire being fired both sides, and the Gearing doesn't see the Shimakaze yet, but anything can happen between them.
It looks like that Des Moines definitely secured that Delta cap now, so that's good for Solo after losing that Charlie fight. But this is an interesting push down on the edge of the 10 line here with the Napoleon Daring pushing up against the Moskva and the Ragnar there. It's going to be interesting whether or not they're going to continue that push or they're just going to hold as a sort of a deterrent for them coming in the island chain here into Delta.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, it's actually a very interesting move that, like, it's good to see that Solo is actually kiting back at the moment, testing its waters. And look, wait a minute, torps are going in towards this Gearing, maybe. Very close, so close on that JC Gearing right there just a minute ago. But anything can happen here, and Charlie's getting a massive big push over here.
Yeah, that's a lot of torps. So it looks like they've got a similar pattern on both sides at the moment, with the firepower a little bit, I guess, possibly a little bit more on the Delta side than on the Alpha Bravo side here with the amount of ships. But they're all positioned around the same for both teams, which is actually really interesting to see. The Ragnar over on Delta looks like he's going to have a fun fight here with the Napoleon Daring from Solo. He's pushed forward.
Yeah, that is very true. It looks like at this stage that the Daring and the Napoli are actually over the 910 line. The Daring has smoked himself and actually did fire the Ragnar at one point. But it looks like the Napoli is doing a saw maneuver, going back and forth, and actually decided to move away from the Moskva right now at this point. Looks like over here, on the other hand, over towards A, is a lot of action in gunfight going between the Napoli and Gearing, and also the Neveski. Between JC and also Solo. The Shimakaze and Solo is actually just moving a maneuver with dumping torps in the water at this stage. Whereas over in Charlie, interesting anyone's guess at this stage. I mean, like, the Ohio is firing at long range at the Moskva. The Moskva is just tanking the hits and reversing back and forth with a saw maneuver attack. Whereas the Moskva on Solo is actually just hanging back and just wondering what to do next.
Yeah, it's actually interesting to see what JC are doing at the moment. So they're actually not firing and they're not pushing. They're just holding fort at the moment. So they're actually conserving their ships by doing this. By not, I guess, being sighted. They've got the upper hand on the fact that they've got these ships in their positions ready to go to change the match very quickly. With that Kremlin sitting on the outside of Delta, I wonder if the Ohio and Des Moines actually know he's sitting there on Solo's end.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, like, oh, that Moskva just got a bit of a belting by the Napoli by just a second ago in the 910 line.
The Moskva is about to run into some torps, actually.
Yeah, so you noticed that. I mean, like, whoa, one torp.
Yeah. One. Only just so. If he didn't swing as much as he did, I don't think he would have taken that torp then.
The Daring on the Solo team just took a brutal hit. And wait a minute, the Moskva got just smashed again by the Napoli. So anything can happen over here.
Yeah, but that Daring is now getting absolutely pummeled by all three. Nevsky's coming in now as well. So they're actually leaving the Napoli alone and focusing their efforts here on the Daring.
Yeah, we have actually seen this Daring player, funnily enough, actually escaped just like a skin and teeth with 2300 health at one point in this fight, and I still, to this day, don't know how, but I call it sheer luck or shenanigans, but... oof. What?
We've just got the Kremlin started pushing into Delta.
Yep, and Moskva is nearly dead on JC. Oh, shots are fired.
Yeah, it looks like the Kremlin will take this Delta cap off of Solo here. But that Moskva is very hurt right now.
Same with the Daring on also Solo team, so it's... Oh, hang on. Anything can happen here.
I think they've got the Moskva here.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So I wonder if they're going to be able to kite away now quick enough that it looks like they are leaving that area now, knowing that that Kremlin is taking the Delta cap. Looks like they might just let them have it.
Yeah, it's very important for Solo to do that.
But Ohio is pushing, actually.
Yeah. Ohio is actually making a move in decap, which is interesting. I mean, like, I wonder what his gameplay is.
It's possibly because he's getting crossfired there from the Moskva and the Ohio over at Charlie. He's probably just using the island cover there as a bit of protection from the ships there.
Yeah. I mean, like, I noticed that the Neveski and the JC is actually focusing fire with HE on the Ohio, and the Ohio is getting focused fired on by the Moskva at long extreme range. The Shimakaze is making a bold move. He's probably fired up Inch Boost. No, he hasn't yet. He's actually taking his time, actually making the right move to actually flank that Ohio. The Kremlin is actually just taking a bit of brutal hit from the Moskva on the Solo over in the NC cap, but wait, the Solo DD over at near the 1 and 2 line is actually getting focus fired by the Neveski.
The Ohio is definitely keeping that Delta cap secured for Solo, which could do really well for them right now with the position that they're in. They can't really afford to lose that cap. So it looks like the Des Moines and Daring have come around now. So they are possibly going to help out with the fight here to keep that Delta cap secured.
Yeah, this is very
I'm
true.
just a bit concerned that he's now getting crossfired from the Nevsky and the Rangda now. He's full broadside to them. Being up against that rock face.
Yes,
so it'll be
indeed.
interesting to see how he pulls out of this without getting those torps that are coming towards him from the shimmer.
He's doing quite well, actually, just going back and forth over there at the moment. Looks like there's another second wave of torps from JC's Shimakaze over in D. Oh, what the hell was that?
I don't know. I wonder what the daring sorts are here for Solo, for coming into the edge of the cap here.
I think he's gonna try and reverse to hold the cap, or he's gonna try and torp the Kremlin.
Yeah,
but I don't
it looks
know.
like he's pulling up to reverse now.
Yeah.
We'll keep an eye on it. It's a bit of a risky move there, seeing that they've got that massive lot of crossfire there from the Ohio and from the Moskva.
Ooh, that Ohio got really smashed by the Ohio and the Moskva at long range just now. So anything can happen here. So JC is actually trying to focus their attention on getting rid of that Ohio. The Ohio is pretty much the big target.
I think what their plan here is to get rid of the Ohio so the Kremlin or the Ragnar can get in here and get this cap points off them, because at the moment it's neck and neck with score. So there's just shots coming everywhere.
This could go either way, folks. I mean, like, considering it's like less than 6 minutes into this battle, and anything can go either way. Remember, both Solo and JC have a habit with a cliffhanger moment on both sides, so anything can happen. Kremlin is just absolutely brutally hit, but oof, lots of firing on both sides with HE, and it's really focusing. They work in the coordinated strikes.
Yeah, I mean, that Ohio is definitely getting focused for sure. I'm actually surprised he hasn't had more fires, considering how much he's been shot
down
at.
Now, so anything can happen here. Look at the Naphtali, the torps. The Naphtali's fine.
So this is currently now Solo's match. They are in front, but they might lose this Ohio, so this is going to put them back.
Yeah. It could go neck to neck. So back to neck, folks. I mean, like, Solo is just behind in points, and JC holding by a skin in front. Hopefully they can actually pull this off. We don't know. Either way can go with it. It looks like that there's a possibility that they need to regroup and actually find another kill to keep in play. But I'm very impressed how they're holding two caps.
It'll be interesting if the Moskva and Yamato for Solo will actually take the opportunity here to push into that Charlie cap. Just because, I mean, if they push together that Moskva, they can focus him and possibly have a chance to cap that Charlie if they move quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think Ohio might be slightly out of position here for a crossfire. Well, actually, the Shimmer's actually heading over to Charlie.
Yeah, I noticed that. I mean, like, hang on a minute. It looks like Shimakaze and Ragnar and also the Moskva are firing at extreme range, but the Nevsky are supporting on that the crossfire on that Naphtali and the Solo. If they destroy this one, then there's a possibility that they will get ahead. But anything can happen, but you know, with everything going
considering so the Shimmer's currently is getting that cap registering for Charlie there for Solo. So even if they lose the Napoli, they'll be 1-1 here for team play in terms of kills. So they really do need to get that extra cap secured if they do end up losing the Napoli.
Yeah, well, mind you that that Shimakaze is actually taking a brutal beating with all the crossfire from the Nevsky and the Moskva. And the Moskva has actually got its radar still up at the moment at this stage, and is actually slowly moving back in. The high has come to support it, and actually still crossfiring on the Shimakaze. Over here in the 910 line, anything can happen at anybody's guess, but there's crossover torps going on. Napoli is still kiting on the Shimakaze, but there's also crossfiring on the Napoli. The Nevsky is still actually focusing firing HE at the moment. It could go either way. But
it's
look
still
at that.
anyone's game. Like, we're so close right now.
Yeah, but look at this.
So, Yamato's coming in now for solo, and taking those shots that the Shimmer would have been taking. So this might help them out here. But we are neck and neck. So, I wonder if they start flinging. Oh, Delta Cap has just been taken in by the Ragnar. He's going into the Delta Cap now.
Yep, and
which
anyone's
is
guess now.
increasing JC's score dramatically. So that Des Moines needs to push now. Otherwise, they are going to lose this match.
Yep, exactly. And just at the nick of
nice
time.
Shot on the Ragnar, yeah. And it looks like they're also pushing that Charlie flank too. So this could actually go to solo.
Yeah,
it just depends on how that Charlie cap. If they can secure that Charlie cap, I think they might secure enough points here to take the win out on just cap points.
That was impressive. Like, look at that. I mean, like, the JC is still hanging in there, but Solo is striking back, and they basically could
and they've
win
definitely
this.
got this Charlie cap.
Charlie Cap's fallen into Solo.
Yep, Charlie Cap's solos. Yep.
And it's less than 1 minute and 30 seconds here, folks. Anything can happen.
Yeah, and it looks like they're definitely focusing that Ragnar now in the Delta Cap here.
But hold on.
It is neck and neck.
Yeah, but look at that JC focusing fire on that Solo, on that Napoli, so anything can happen. And the Shimikazes come to play here, so anything can happen. One of them has to make the kill.
Yeah, at the moment, it's 10 points in front for Solo. So if they manage to get this Ragnar down, it's definitely their game. But in terms of health pool, Solo is actually on the lower end here.
Yeah. Oh, Solo just needs 1 group point to get in.
And I think Solo might have it here.
Yep, I think so too. Yep. And you're right.
Oh.
GG.
GG, indeed.
Good casting. Yeah,
Thank
good job, guys.
That was a crazy match.
That was actually mental. Both teams like above 180 points. Yeah, of course, Porky, they're above 980 points.
What? One team got about 1,000? What?
What?
Well, might I just add, for the last 6 minutes there was a dispersion of no more than 45 points between both teams, which is insane.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
And
yeah, they definitely fought for that win.
I was really impressed with the Napoli along the, I guess, the 10 line. And was it the 10 line or was it the 1 line?
Yeah, no, it's the 10 line, yep.
How he managed to hold on for so long and take the like, I mean, how he would, like, I don't know, because I don't play this tier of gameplay, right? But it's almost like, in my mind, I would just run. But he needed to keep the opposing team in play for so long that they didn't push back into that cap and contest the cap, and then subsequently push back to the middle of the map. It's insane. It's almost like it flip of the coin. Revan, you said it could go either way multiple times, and it could have gone either way. Sherps, what do you think about that one, mate?
Once again, I'm trying to desperately do homework at the last minute, so I'm going to do the render, because it'll come back to me in a bit.
All right, Porky, what do you think, young man?
Anything can happen. Nah. That was actually intense. I feel like an idiot because I don't have much to say because I'm still processing. There was a couple of point swings and then some caps and then boats killed. Call me a 900 PR player, but I'm still processing.
Well, honestly, mate, like this is like one of many games in the last 2 days we've seen go down to the wire where it's points based down to literally within the last minute, and the team's won by points within the last minute. So it's almost like that split-second decision is too soon, or is it too little, too late? Wolfie, what do you think?
Oh, I wholeheartedly agree. That was such a close game. And the Napoli and the Daring, was it, on the 10 line, as you said, they did well.
Yeah.
How they held on for so long, even just the push of the battleships themselves. I really like the utilization of Kremlins during this series. As Porky said earlier on, not so much to do the effective battleship which you normally see in Asia, where it's like long-range battleship. It's all about damage. It's these Kremlins have literally played as a tank. I'm thinking of like OG kind of like Uber kind of gameplay where their sole job is just a tank. We're talking about World of Warcraft kind of style of gameplay, right?
Yeah.
Tank is tanking, and they got the support of a battleship, a destroyer to flank and get the, I guess the spotting. I'm really impressed about how the Kremlins have been playing.
Talking about
Rinko's
long
up.
range. Was it? Talking about long range, did you see that Yamato salvo from the A cap, is it? B cap? All the way across to the Mosfer on the 9 line.
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
It really, I think one thing that might get over is how King of the Sea is actually the perfect, pure representation of each class, fulfilling what the class is designed to. Destroyers are capping, radar boats are using radar, battleships are tanking.
Yeah, and Clippers
Submarines
don't take
aren't there.
AFT and actually do their job instead
I
of
don't
farming
understand
BBs
what
in
that
the
means.
back.
I don't understand what that means. Submarines aren't there. I think this is just it's a pure form of World of War.
Yeah.
World of
that's
what?
exactly
Sorry,
right.
World of what?
World of
World of
what?
Warplanes.
World of Warcraft.
World of Warplanes.
World of Warplanes.
World
Okay.
of Vortex?
What
I
a
mean,
fun.
Ships, if you have the review up, is that
I do.
rendered good to go?
Yeah.
Let's have a look-see.
Oh my goodness, it's almost 10 o'clock. Gee whiz.
It
Well,
doesn't
we still
feel
have a lot
like
of
it,
costs
but
to
it
go.
is.
Where is
It's
the
quarter
day
past
gone?
12.
I'm
Oh,
flies.
It's Monday morning here.
Monday.
Do you have work today, Wolfie?
Negative.
Well, that's not too bad. You can sleep in, mate. You'll be right.
Public holiday over here.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, jealous. I'm actually starting to feel a little bit sick, guys, now that I think about it. I might be able to go to work tomorrow.
It's Labor Day tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah, Dobby, you've had this really bizarre.
Why does New Zealand have
Oh,
Labor
I-
Day? None of you do work.
all right. Let's have a look. What do you think the turning point was here? I'm watching the countdown now to the last 3 minutes.
Do you
Look
know
at,
one
Napoleon.
thing?
Look at that nap run.
He's running off the screen, man.
You know one good thing Australia has that New Zealand doesn't?
What's that?
What's that?
Good neighbours.
That's good.
Okay, yeah, true.
You're wrong.
Will you watch Neighbours as well? Oh, that's a good show, actually.
Oh, the TV show. No, you
That's
don't
when
mean
they
the
become
TV
good
show,
friends.
right?
Not at all.
Oh, thank God. You've never visited like Davron Park in Adelaide. Like, good golly.
Actually, is the room up for the finals?
Yes.
It is, good sir.
Yep.
Which
Right,
probably
right.
should lead us into a quick intermission because I will just recap on this one because the next game's supposed to start in 5 minutes, and I think most people probably haven't had a break in a long chunk. And I'm sure everyone wants to, so let's just go back over here.
Yep.
So that means that Solo will move into the international finals. This is the grand final now, best of 5, Ver versus 1S, Vor versus 1S rather, Ver. And let's have a look at the map breakdown, which we all need to get sorted as well. Now, I've done the voting system in the background. You have banned maps, Island of Ice, and Islands of Ice. Banned ships is the Allow from Vor, and then the Alexander Nevsky 1S.
Wait, who did Vor ban? What did Vor ban?
ban?
Golden
Good
Louis.
A big old. Very interesting.
No.
I wonder if it's because of the spotting ability from their destroyer push, and also the potential to take
How's it
out
feel,
their
Porky? How's it feel to have your dream team tell you that you're wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
Do you know what?
yeah,
Nah, go on, Dobby.
Sorry,
Go
go
on.
ahead.
No,
well, I
go,
just
you
want to
go,
go
you
through the
go.
maps real quick. Land of Fire, Northern Waters, Trap, Hotspot, Warriors Path, with the Alpha team for the first one being 1S. Now you can go ahead, good sir.
You know what I reckon it is? I reckon they're sick. I don't think they want to have to deal with planes in any facet, so that's why they're banning Gordon Lau. It's just more CV hate, guys.
What was the ships that were
Ah.
banned for Vor and 1S?
They are the Gunalao and also the Alexander Nevsky.
Interesting.
Ooh, Land of Fire. I can play Land of Fire, Ring of Fire again.
Well, with that said, guys, we're due to start in about 4 minutes' time. If you guys are happy to run into a quick ad break before we go ahead and start up, everyone can have something real quick to eat, a little bit of a snacky in the background. There is 5 teams to start off with here, so I'll probably jump back with Sherps in this one if you're good to go, Sherps. And then we'll go
Oh,
from
so
there.
we'll be doing the next one, will it?
Correct, my friend.
Alright. I mean, I'm going to set up the avatar for them then.
Okay.
Awesome. I'll see you guys and girls very shortly.
Alright folks, we're going to be taking a quick short intermission and we'll be right back, so see you soon.